And we're back. Huh. All right. Season 2, month 2. Doom and
Day
despair.
38.
Doom and despair overtake the ship suddenly.
Who's going to doom us? Doom us all.
I think I'm gonna doom you all.
Okay.
Woohoo!
All right. So you have your prompts. Need to roll a d8 and
I also rolled an 8.
Oh, excellent.
Well, at least we're making good rolls this section.
if we were in D&D, this would be fantastic. Two eights.
So I read the prompt to you guys, and then I ask myself the question, or answer the questions myself. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah, the prompt is to kind of give you an idea, and then you'll answer the questions to sort of pull it together into something that's more than just the prompt.
Yeah, so I don't think you need to actually share the prompt with us.
Not at all. You don't have to share it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first time you actually speak to us is when you describe the signs that signal the coming of this encounter.
Alrighty.
But
I
so-
just have to.
But so in your facet, there should be a bunch of like.
Yeah. What does the thing look like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
what makes this thing dangerous?
Precisely.
All right. So
Yeah, you will describe the signs that signal the coming of the encounter, how we first sight it, and what impression we get.
So you float across the sea, and it's been somewhat barren. It is the endless sea after all. But off in the distance, there's a break in the waves, and you find yourselves coming across a sandbar coming out of the ocean's depths.
Oh, okay.
But as you approach it, the waters seem to not be coarse anymore. They seem to be still around
Okay.
these islands.
So, who of us is best suited to this task? Remaining aspects of the people.
I think, since we don't have hands,
I feel like the eyes
the
The eyes of the people may be very helpful in
I don't know.
determining what the fuck
Can
is
we
going on.
can we feel our way across the sandbar, Elf?
So, yeah, is it a matter of like we look at this, we have this sandbar in front of us, and we need to like figure out what its deal is and like
Yeah, figure out what its deal is.
discern its nature, or is this like a temptation that we must endure?
It's definitely not a temptation. It's a sandbar. It's not a tropical island.
Is it an open sandbar?
I'm just I'm just trying to keep. It's great. I'll do it. It's fine. The eyes of the people are unblinking, so they're always ready.
With their nictatus membranes or whatever.
So,
So you have questions.
yeah. No. How might the people best exploit this encounter to their benefit? Like, what can we gain from this sandbar?
By the looks of things, it would be a great place to rest for a time.
And what is the people's best way through or way past?
Way through or way past? So once you start approaching, or if you start approaching the sandbar, you're able to catch ships beneath the surface of this, or of these still waters.
Right, because we're always watching the water, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there's lots and lots of these ships under the calm waters.
I see. That's ominous.
I mean, as divers, that's kind of tempting, to be honest.
Yeah. Except none of our diving shit can be activated right now.
We require more Vespine guests.
So I get to choose a course of action from my list.
You do indeed.
And my list is all about confronting it indirectly, relying on the cunning tactics of our wayfinders. So I think the eyes seem to be kind of like navigational.
Yeah.
Or have a focus on that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, I think some of the divers probably like it is standard procedure for folks to like jump overboard and check stuff out. And so they're like peering around. Let's name.
Give us a lead diver or like a scout.
Yeah, like Aroha
Aroha?
is like head of one of the 8 families.
Are the families... Oh, that's something we could establish. Are the families, like, all specifically good at certain things? Like, you have, like... You know, like, their professions or so forth? Or you think
I don't
it's
know if
more
we have the luxury
general
of
than that?
specialization.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because every family group kind of went off and was living on its own and then comes back. And certainly they have like slightly different traditions and might be a little bit better, but like the core skill sets of the people are for everyone. Right? Like we are all good at free diving and swimming and undersea foraging. We are all good at tracking, foraging on hand, hunting with spear and bow. So
yeah, so if they are good at something as a family, it's like chess or something that we're like not the people thing.
Yeah, or like they have like a portion of our stories or things like that seem relevant to me. Anyways, that would be my instinct. So Aroha is a lady, a spearfisher, and fierce swimmer. And she's like known for being able to like hold her breath for longer than most people, and like lands very big catches that others might shy away from. And so because she's so brave, she like swims under and scopes it out a little bit.
Fantastic. I'm glad that you sent a very strong swimmer, because it's not too long that she finds the reasons why there are all these shipwrecked ships. And she sees she sees a shape duck in and out of one of the ships, and then out of the corner of her other eye she sees another one.
Right, so there's like lurking things in there.
And as she looks around, she manages to look down at just the right time as this mermaid comes up. But it isn't our Disney type mermaids. These are mermaids that have like 3 beady black eyes on either side of their face, and their teeth are elongated and carnivorous.
Bluth animation mermaids.
No.
And it's lucky that she's such a strong swimmer, because even in their natural environment, she's able to swim away just in the nick of time and fight off a few of these mermaids as they start to surround her. And it's not long until she reaches the surface that she sees a bunch of these ships heading towards the what did we end up calling this structure that we're floating on?
Oh, I guess just our flotilla. Yeah.
Yeah, so they start swimming towards flotilla. So I think that a big fight occurs as they're trying to sink the flotilla. But she's able to give a warning to the people. And because they're so adept with bows and spears and fishing and underwater fighting, they're actually able to fend off these mermaids and start pulling away from the island.
Okay.
So,
How many things are won and lost if we,
If we succeed, yeah.
yeah,
so I think you did succeed here.
at a cost or
At
just
a
success?
cost.
No.
Yeah, because we
So-
don't completely dodge these things. We just get a good chance to fight them.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah,
fight.
so I think you'll win one thing and you'll lose one thing.
Okay.
Andrew, you're muted.
No,
Oh
No,
wait,
he
hold
hasn't
on.
just.
No, I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry.
you're muted, Sean,
You're muted.
because I blocked you on social media now. Because
Oh!
Brutal. All right, so
who gets to? We'll just do the other two. Get to name.
like
I think
lost in
lost.
one? Who
Yeah, who names the thing that's lost?
Who wants to lose one?
I think Gear gets to decide. Name
Yeah.
someone who decides what's lost.
Oh,
Name
do
someone
I
who-
You do.
Name that?
Andrew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just don't decide what.
Okay, so let's see. Elf is the heart of the people.
I am the heart of the people.
You are the my brain
I'm the voice of the people.
and the voice of the people. So I think the heart of the people gains something,
Okay.
and the voice of the people lose something. Yeah, I thought it was the lead aspect that chooses.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
go with
I
that.
say
That's good.
how many things are won or lost.
Right, and
according to
I
my
name
playbook.
who wins and loses. Sorry, my bad.
Yes.
But we'll stick with that. I think that's basically what I would have chosen. So, gain in heart, lose in voice.
Okay. I think
Ooh.
I think the gain in heart will be the gain in heart will be no, I can't think of the way to word this. You want to go first, Sean?
Yes, I will go. So I think the battle took its toll, and I think Aroha, she was injured, in kind of a bad way, and
No.
but more so than the physical injury was just what she suffered, like, to her pride, and so someone loved by many grows hateful and filled with battle hunger, like her.
Right, she feels this need to like prove herself.
Yeah.
And maybe also like if this is how the world is going to be out here, then right, it's like this change in
Then
her
why do we leave?
perspective. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how I can make a value for this, and the way that I'm like I keep going to it is like, do not trust the people of the deep, for they are violent and angry, kind of thing.
Just like there aren't good people out here on the
yeah,
endless
like
sea.
basically trust us and not the other people.
That's a great value.
Yeah.
Just be xenophobic. It's cool.
just be assholes. Exactly.
But safe assholes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's nice because then later we can challenge that value.
Yeah,
and-
trust not the people from the deep, I think, is going to be the gained value.
Okay.
I got it. Trust not people from the deep. Lovely.
Hmm.
We've made it through. Our next one.
And the people have instantly grown hateful.
Yeah, well, I mean, these people like injured our lead hunter and probably killed some other people.
Yeah, and they were like trying to eat us.
Trying to sink the boat.
It's a bad scene. And so
These are all bad things. I would not want to talk to them after that.
yeah, so we end up like, steering away from this sandbar and going around, avoiding the like waters that are still as death. And there's like a big meeting with all the like fighting people and the other leaders where there's like the ratifying of this value where they're just like, yep, no, it's not safe. We can't trust the people. And everyone agrees on it. There isn't like a debate. It's
Yeah.
they just kind of unanimously are
If they
like,
don't-
yes, who isn't
If they
us.
don't have wide, unblinking eyes and a love of diving, get the hell out of here.
Oh,
Yeah,
they had both.
Yeah, they had so many eyes that didn't blink, and they were underwater all the time.
So many.
Well, that's not ominous.
Some ancient
Um,
ancestral offshoot of our race.
Well, thankfully, the third month, the heart of autumn is respite. So,
Oh,
that's
good.
good. Nothing bad will happen in this
So,
one.
which one of the remaining two of us that haven't been the bad thing yet is
Well-
we're gonna be the bad thing?
By default, I have the next encounter
Oh, okay.
because I am the voice. So
Yeah, go for it.
yeah. Well, I mean, I have the one after this month.
Oh, you have the one after this
Oh, the
one?
next
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
have the
I'll go
scripted
then.
one. Yeah.
Shall I? I'll go. So the third month, also called respite. It is a problem with the dwellers in the Endless Sea.
Well, it's a good thing we just came up with this rule about how we don't trust them.
Somebody want to roll a die?
I sure will. 7. Something that isn't an 8.
Okay.
I don't feel good about this.
I don't... Is it just because it's me or what?
Less than the best is unacceptable.
No, because
They're
it's
all-
not 8. Our streak has ended.
So
All gonna
I
go back
think
to the road.
I
one
think
of the arms of the octopus.
Yeah. I think this happens at night. I think it's night on the endless sea. And in the darkness of the waters under the flotilla and the various skiffs that are like offshoot of it, you see a lot of glowing movement, like green, like sickly green, glowing in the dark midnight waters. And you see one small sort of like glowing fish move by or something under the water very quickly, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then there's like a sheet of them, and then it looks like they're sort of coalescing around the flotilla, and in sort of a like a torrent upward from the darkness, and the torches that illuminate, you know, the ship and at night, and the watch lanterns and whatever, are basically drowned out in this semi luminescent, weird twilight daylight looking stuff coming out of the water. Clearly many small creatures.
As a point of clarification, would you say that the sea's color is opalescent?
I would
Just-
say that.
just-
I
Alright.
definitely would say that the sea's color is opalescent. Yes.
Well, then our course
great.
of action is clear.
It is. It is.
So we the people, who's up?
I think both of you have done good things, so I think it's my turn.
I agree.
I would
I'm
agree.
okay with that. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna shout our way out of this one.
No, I don't think so. So, this thing is already such a thing to be feared right now. And
But you get your questions all.
for how... Pardon?
You get your questions.
Oh, I know. I'm leading up into the questions.
What you got?
So, where's the question? What properties might this thing possess that could threaten the people?
You've heard that the ships that encounter the opalescent water sink faster than anything ever on the water.
And what skills might this thing possess that could threaten the people?
It can get onto your deck, 100%.
Fantastic.
I'm afraid.
So, oh man.
Save us, Gear.
I'm trying to figure out which one is going to help the best here. You know what? We've heard of these things before.
Yeah.
So
You have tell
I
of the
think
opalescent water, so.
so. I think it's there's an old man who's on this ship. He's one of the elders of one of the families that are residing on this flotilla. And he has learned of these creatures. We're going to call him Avarice is what we'll call him.
Avarice.
Oh, you already got
You-
it. Cool.
oh, you got it.
No, you got it. So, I have to pull up the prompt again. So, we anticipate it, relying on the foresight and preparations of the scavengers. And I think these creatures exist back home, even. And he starts barking out orders to start raising these sails and to get all available hands to kick off these creatures or to remove these creatures as they begin to jump on board.
Okay.
Right, and like the scavengers know this about these things because these things sink ships, and the scavengers go and like find things in sunken ships, and occasionally there'll be some of these or like signs of these things.
Oh, exactly.
They're fighting,
And the signs of these things are very, very easy to spot.
Yeah.
Because where they touch the deck, the wood turns to metal.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad.
So these like clawed, luminescent, like bug-like creatures have this sort of like water spiders, but like a little fatter, you know?
Okay.
And sort of more underwater-y. Climb up the sides of the ship, and as they're going, some of them are stopping and like spitting this like stuff that looks like it should be corrosive, but changes the wood to small patches of metal where they do it, like some weird chemical reaction.
Yeah.
And your men, as you said, are quick enough to get these things off the side of the deck because they know of them, and they've heard tell of the opalescent waters that sink ships. But I think one of the skiffs that was separate from the main vessel, there's not enough surface area on the thing, and you know they're not enough men to get rid of the swarm. Basically, the main flotilla, the main ship, sort of largely gathered together, easily pushes off. But I think one of the skiffs is in danger, and I think you win, but you win and lose.
Yeah, with a cost.
All right. I think Hyena will pick her win, and Andrew will pick her loss.
Okay.
Because Andrew's losses will hurt deep.
It's like I posted in chat. If someone gets a name in this game, it just means that bad things are going to keep happening to them.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, and mine are all about people when things get lost. I mean, yeah, I gotta just go for it right away. So someone young and promising loses their vision, their hope, or their senses.
Oh no!
And so yeah,
Hollier.
it's Hollier. And what did they lose?
Oh, I almost imagine one of these things spitting in his eye.
Their eye.
It's probably
Their eye,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, like losing their senses can mean both like being blinded
Crazy.
or like losing your faculties. So no, but I think yeah, they because their song is formed by the sea, when it is filled with these like spider things, these horrible nightmares, it just traumatizes them. They have like they're haunted by these visions and like alien feelings, these cold metal like thoughts in their mind. And so they like they can't hear anymore, but they still keep singing, but it's kind of this like tuneless, bizarre, like meandering song that's really like discordant and strange. Yeah, and that's what
Cool.
Blues is.
I like it. You've got reverse rust monsters in your brain.
Yeah, and it's like it's like corrupted their mind and their song, and they can no longer hear, but they keep singing.
Ugh. That'll drag morale down.
Well,
what did we gain though?
we gained a tale that people already know in more detail or more depth. So since we're aware the opalescent waters are bad,
Now you know they're not waters at all.
yeah, the opalescent waters turn ship and soul to cold steel.
Yes. Nice. I like it. There you go. That's my threat.
Excellent.
I believe, Sean, you are our next.
All right. So, the people's voyage across the endless sea has a destination. As the people make their journey, what do they find has changed along the journey? So my choices here, which I will basically this will be our prompt, and then we decide who is going to tackle it. So we've got a new island has formed, remote, shrouded, presenting unknown danger or opportunity. The currents have shifted, growing unpredictable and hard to navigate through. Lights flicker in the water in hypnotic patterns, the trails of unseen spirits or creatures. Oh, that's what just happened. The weather has changed, growing wild and fearsome. Storms, wind, hail, and thunder. Or rafts sail on pilgrimage filled with burnt-eyed exiles from the tall cliffs. Well, I would like to choose that last one since I have the Traveler playbook.
Sounds cool, yeah.
All right, so I will get to my Traveler's book.
I'm all right with that. So wait, after the third, the voice chooses what has changed since the last voyage. That's a thing, right? Is that what we're doing now?
That's what. Yeah. Basically, I pick a prompt. It's not a random thing. I have
okay.
Several prompts on my sheet, and then we.
Right.
And then we would approach this as we would any encounter. So someone is
Okay.
One facet is embodies the encounter, and the rest of us, deal with it.
I got you.
Okay. So I think off in the distance there is a large island that we can see and that we are avoiding because it is not on our way. But as the afternoon of this day wears on, we notice that there are these rafts that approach, and they are numerous, much like our own flotilla, though ramshackle, tied together with shoddy ropes and maybe some strong weeds from the sea. And upon these rafts are these pale people. Their skin is like cracked and red, and their eyes are they all have like these like sharp yellow eyes, but they're sunken and they look desperate. And it's not long as we see them approaching us, and it becomes clear that they are making their way toward the people. Behind them are ships, and there are just a few of these ships, but they are much more like they're actual ships made of wood, and they seem to be bristling with weaponry. And it comes clear that they are in pursuit. So that's what we see.
So there are ships in pursuit of the first one, or
yeah, of the rafts that are coming toward us.
Okay. Well, who's gonna lead this fine action, dear compatriots?
I think the heart should.
You think the heart should?
We have to mediate a conflict.
Well, okay then.
or cruelly and dispassionately profit off of a conflict.
I was gonna say, you are handing me the conflict. Think about the heart in terms of me.
Well, yeah, like, and you get to decide, are our hearts like warm or hard, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I want to see happen here.
Okay.
Personally, is whether or not we are huge jerks or, compassionate.
Sure.
Helpful.
Sure. Cool. All right, I'm gonna ask my questions then.
Go ahead.
Does this thing conceal a secret heart, or is it cold and unfeeling? This boat full of sunken-eyed refugees.
And their pursuers, I guess, right?
Yeah. So the pursuers, you cannot tell. It seems they are, if their intent is hostile. You do notice as the raft gets closer that there are. It looks like there are families gathered together. There are some things that you quickly recognize, though strange to the people, are sorts of like religious icons. So they are, and some of them are gathered around them in prayer, as others like pilot these rafts away, and others still are looking behind and looking ahead. And they're like, you notice some are trying to like wave you down.
What values do the people have that will guide them through this encounter? So there's the deep respect for products of long labor, deep respect for the terrible beauty of the sea, and the trust not the people from the team. And also hold fast to the lessons of the world octopus. Not occupus.
I think in this case, So you have a few different ones.
I do, yeah.
Loyalty, steadfastness, and the unbreakable bonds of fellowship.
That's a virtue rather than
Oh, that's a
value.
virtue. Oh, I see. That's the. In that case, the value is probably to hold fast to the lessons of the world octopus.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for that incredibly vague answer. Is there a specific lesson in the world octopus that we should hold fast to?
Yeah, no, that's
What has the world octopus said to us?
What? Yeah.
Strangers.
Coil and bind together.
Spray ink and flee.
Camouflage into the bottom of the ocean.
That's actually not too bad. I think more in this case, trust not the people from the deep. Seems like more of a value that would be of use to you in this situation. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
So the refugees are trying to flag down our flotilla. Is that
Yeah, looks like it.
the situation right now?
Sure. Yeah.
I think after our encounter with foreigners before, that we are not interested in the affairs of those who, also travel these seas. We merely need to get to the place we are going, the fishing grounds of plenty of wonderful, bountiful food and luxury. What's on the way isn't important, especially not other people on the way. Please. So, our bonds of loyalty extend only to our own. And I think what we do is, as this raft is, pulling into view of the flotilla and, we can see people trying to signal us and stuff, we do what could only be described as the universal, please fuck off, and turn off all the lamps on deck and all of the anything that would show signs of life on our ship other than the dark movement in the ocean.
And the glint of weapons.
Yeah,
in the night.
and the rustling of getting the weaponry out of its various armories, so to speak. The bows in hand and spears on deck.
Okay.
The universal "we're not home." Yeah.
No one wants these people on Halloween.
Yeah.
I think you make your intentions clear, but to these people, they are desperate and fleeing, and they, realizing that they are not going to be welcomed by you, they throw themselves upon you.
Okay.
And they come into they just run into your flotilla and they begin trying to board your ships.
Well, I mean, the braced spears on deck and the bows probably doesn't go well for them if they're unarmed.
Not terribly, but you notice as you do that their cracked skin is oozing with pus and infection.
Wow, I'm glad I didn't welcome them onto my ship. God damn. I was right not to trust them.
So
our cold, callous heart.
This just moves us from don't just live and let live. We'll just keep them at a distance to actively murder them when they're far away, so they can't get you with their weird.
Purge them.
So
flaming arrow, send it over.
I don't think this gets rid of your situation. It's just you are now stabbing them, but the situation is still there. So you lose one thing, and you are still dealing with this because the other ships are coming in behind.
Okay, what does that mean for me as a conductor of the situation?
One of us needs to be elected to name a lost thing, and then you come up with another course of action that will hopefully deal with this.
Lose a thing.
As the ships approach, too, they sort of stop and slow, as if they are watching to see what happens.
Okay, lose a thing. Let's take a look at the thing that we can lose.
Take a good old gander.
Oh man, that first one's pretty pretty brutal. Yeah. You know what? In the words of Andrew, whenever someone's named, it's just bad news. So I think in her haste and her hatred for the people of the deep,
Which is to say, everyone but us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like we view all of these people as being spawned from the ocean.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Aurora is the first person in there. She's ready for a fight. She's bloodthirsty for this. And I think she gets, when she stabs down to someone, a spurt of blood flies into her mouth. And if I'm reading the situation correctly,
It's
which
probably
I
bad.
They are diseased. Yeah.
they are diseased. So one of the strongest or swiftest among the people is crippled.
Oh no.
And yeah, I think she contracts this blood-borne disease.
Okay.
And it racks her body.
Okay, that's bad. Don't want any more of that.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
The heart is not equipped to fight things. None of my things are like, stab that motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Let me see.
do the best with what you have.
Can I ask more questions or no?
Hold on.
No, I don't think you can.
No, I think we just lost a
okay.
thing.
Alright, well, I'm gonna approach it hardening their hearts and offering only bitter cruelty and just continue to
Yeah.
fucking dump these assholes off my ship. Like, deploy the nets, like, across the side of the boat so that they can't climb onto the deck and just stab them through there until they're gone.
Yeah.
Turn them away.
And
so-
hope that the other guys don't come and kill us, like...
The yeah, I think what happens is it's just this long, cruel, and bloody
Yeah.
slaughter of these people, like these these desperate sick people.
It's just a butchering of sick people that we then dump in the ocean.
Yeah, and so as you do so, like the flag, like the ship, there's like 3 ships with like bristling with weaponry and like cannon and things like that, and there's you see some people coming out to watch, and you see like they have a spyglass and are watching what you do, and maybe like 40, within an hour, you've repelled everyone, and there are like bodies dying in the sea. And like they're like icons, like are shattered, and like these symbols of like hope and like drifting in the ocean. And one of the ships raises up a flag, and then like there's a burst of cannon fire overhead, as if like an acknowledgement. And then the ships turn their sails back to the wind.
Oh, that's good.
Or they at least they start to. So you succeed, and you gain. I'm gonna say you gain a thing. You gain a thing from this.
Andrew, gain us a thing.
So remember how like those things turned our ships to metal? They also turned our hearts to metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold steel.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, and that's actually already true, right? Opalescent waters turn ship and soul to cold steel.
Yep.
So yeah, we're
We're a cursed flotilla.
gonna get ours, okay? We're gonna go
We're
out.
gonna get out.
We're gonna find the good fishing ground and we're gonna take it. It's ours. Anyone else? Nah. Winning things, huh?
It's our
That's
our
not an
mother
Andrew thing.
freaking fishing grounds.
Winning.
We'll murder anyone who has our fish.
So I'm going to choose the option of a secret is stolen, one that concerns the people who wander the endless sea. And it's and we'll center on Hollier again for this one. Like, they're just kind of like singing their tuneless song and like hanging out at the edge of the boat and like watching dispassionately as hundreds of people are murdered. I mean, probably just dozens of people. With
Yes,
skills.
yeah.
But yeah, as we like murder this little community of people and like cast them into the sea, and their like sacred icons float away, and Halia just like reaches out into the water to this person who's trying to like clamber onto the ship, and just like plucks their like religious icon off their neck, and they like have this
Like,
moment where they thought they were going to
all
get helped, but then they just like give up and fall into the ocean. And Halia just like puts it in like a little pouch or on their belt and walks away.
Brutal.
And so the thing that we steal, the secret that we steal, is this like now dead faith that lives on only in Halia's pocket. It's like the last of these people had been killed off, and now the only surviving like legacy of them is this little icon.
Yeah.
But that it holds some power, right? That it is a secret that is helpful, maybe.
Yeah. And I think what happens is you see the ships turn and go back to the cliffs silently and mysteriously, not knowing what their agenda was or what why they pursued.
Well, they definitely weren't an honor guard, I'll tell you that much.
And then I think like also some of the people like seeing what has happened, or like seeing these bodies, at least like these diseased corpses, they're like washing themselves in the sea. And
yeah, like vigorously scrubbing
Yeah.
themselves with water from the other side of the flotilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like people diving overboard, scrubbing themselves clean. That's fantastic. All right. Well,
next.
I'm fine being the bad guy again.
Do it.
The 4th month, the close of autumn, hardship.
Well, given how nicely named all the other months are, this is going to be the one where good shit actually happens.
Oh, absolutely. So someone roll a d8.
I gotcha. Ooh, a 2.
Oh boy.
That's a good noise.
Oh, it is. All right, I gotta quickly answer these questions in my brain.
Man, already this journey has turned our people from like these happy,
Bright-eyed, bushy.
bright-eyed, loyal,
tailed
happy
adventurers.
people into these brutal murderers.
Well, yeah, they've left the protective arms of the world octopus and gone out into like what is not the world, this like alien horrible place where they will be forever changed into horrible alien things, right? Like,
I mean, that's what the world octopus said.
yeah, it was just like it's all coming true. This is the lessons of the world octopus that we're holding on to.
World octopus was like, stay with me, and I'll take care of you. And we were like, nah.
Nah, it's cool. We're good.
We know better by now, Dad.
We think there are fish somewhere.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Like, oh God, the people are dumb.
I'm 13 now. I know better than you. All right. So, the last couple of months have been not the greatest since you've left. And it only gets worse.
Oh.
For as much fishing and as much as you sustain yourselves off of the life of the sea, there's been no fish. There's been nothing to eat. And off in the distance, there is an island, a very lush island. But the plants and the flowers and the way it's shaped is strange and eerie to you. And as you approach this landfall, because you need to find something to eat, you find that the rocks here are red and purple, and the plants are this deep green that you haven't seen before.
Hmm.
And pick someone to lead you as your ship approaches.
Yes, what aspect of the people does this island call to?
Hmm.
We
I
have
mean-
the voice, the heart,
Heart
and
and
the eyes.
I could. Hold on.
Yeah, do we rely on our stories or do we rely on our eyes to see danger?
Or do we rely on the cold steel that is our heart?
I mean, I would be willing to take this on.
Yeah, do it.
Sure.
100% I'm down.
So, just what was so the island is like these strange colors, or
Yeah. Like these very vivid, bright colors.
Okay, cool.
Like
But it
again,
looks like lush and inviting, right?
yeah, like as I said, the rocks are like these deep reds and these deep purples, and
Yeah.
the plants are very green. But all these trees and all the bushes and everything about this island is strange and unusual to you.
All right. So, what manner of being or process made this thing, or is it its own?
Oh man, you just had to ask right away the difficult question, hey? That one?
Let's get right to the heart of the matter.
What here defies the flow of time?
Sorry, repeat the question for me, just so
Sure. Yeah. What manner of being or process made this thing, or is it its own?
It's its own.
Oh.
It's an oddity, but it's not created by anything. It itself is not a trap, so to
Okay.
speak.
Yeah, it was not created by something else.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. What tales of joy or sorrow do we know of this thing, or things like it?
So, oh boy, again, just great questions. One more time the question.
Yeah. What tales of joy or sorrow do we know of this thing, or things like it?
So, you've heard of these strange these strange islands in stories of. Which one are we going to pick? These first islands who properly buried their people. This is what the world looks like when it's untouched by the death mist.
Huh.
So the lands and everything that you've seen were caused by the death mist and how it interacts.
I see.
I do love a good death mist.
You want to buy some death mist?
I spritz it in my armpits in the morning. I don't even need to shower. I'm just out the door.
Ode to plague.
I think I think there's a woman named Ruiha who she is kind of like a healer, and she has been serving as like she's been taking care of some people in the wake of the encounter with the diseased pilgrims, and her heart like skips a beat when she sees the island, and she turns to Halie and she says, "Look, it's like the tales say, the many-hued inks that fell from heaven to make the islands. They could you see a more perfect version of or could you see something more perfect, untouched by the mistakes our people have made? This is a bounty, and we should claim it."
We should make mistakes all over it.
Yeah, well, and there's like the irony, right, of you talking to this person who is very much damaged by all of our decisions. Thus far.
Yeah.
His whole like idyllic life has been ruined by this journey.
So I think she convinces the people to set foot on this island, and they are going to basically, let me see.
What do they?
So the move I was thinking is confront it, relying on ancient customs and riddles to bind it to their will. So they are going to basically, they're going to like sing songs to appease like the spirits of the island, basically. And I think Halie is gonna sing a song, and Ruiha is going to like gather up some like food, and obviously there's many people who are doing their thing here, but they're looking for food and healing supplies here on the island, and they will use their songs and their knowledge of the many-hued ink to try and like recall what the right things to do here are. And
if I may insert a gentle reminder that if Halie is singing, their song has turned alien and strange as the endless sea.
Yes.
And so, yeah, they maybe have this like new knowledge, or like, whether or not it's good or bad is an open question.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, but if they're participating, right, it's going to have that particular effect.
Yes.
So these songs and these stories start getting sang, and when there are warm voices of hope, the plants start to bear fruit at a very quick rates. It's not long before you find a giant waterfall of fresh water. You're able to find all these beautiful and amazing exotic animals to hunt and eat. But when Halie sings their song, the plants start to die. The ground starts to frost over. And it's not long before these ethereal beings start appearing on the island with deep red eyes that glow in the dark. And I think with the way that you've done this is that you guys will gain 2 things, but you'll lose 1.
Okay. Well, Why don't you both pick something we gain?
And you'll lose us something.
I can't pick me, I don't think. I
Oh,
pick
okay.
other people, so hold on one second. I'm gonna check a thing.
Well, as usual, we're gonna gain something that might as well be a loss from me.
Right, and I'm losing us something.
I think yeah, Andrew, why don't you gain and lose us something?
Okay, right, because we're 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, well, okay, so Ruiha, who we just named, is a healer and optimist. John, you sadistic bastard. Someone beloved by many loses sight of hope and gives in to despair. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's that.
I think mine is gonna be a new virtue that connects the people to the endless sea. Or actually one that connects the people to their destination. And the virtue is going to be wait, is it virtue or yeah, virtue. Or I guess it would be a value. Never mind. The value that connects the people to the destination would be there are no fish on land. You know, like you can never find goodness on dry land. We're going to fish. We gotta fish. Fish.
Fish, motherfucker. Fish.
This whole time, El just wants to get to the fish.
I'm the heart of the people. Our heart is set on fish and murder.
Fuck this side shit. Let's go get the fishes.
Fuck this weird and fascinating island. Fishes!
Exactly.
And so since, you know, the local flora did the whole like transition to winter thing, I think someone brings back a seed of this like magical, you know, plant life on this island, this stuff that responds to songs and feelings and memories. And so we have these like seed pods from this place that we carry away with us.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's the thing that we gain.
There are no fish on land, Andrew. Come on.
We're creatures of contradiction, clearly. But like, who knows what'll grow from the seed? It might not be food. It might be like an army of spirits.
Oh, of course,
or,
sure,
You know,
yeah.
like
I'm not actually.
fucking knows?
I'm not actually criticizing your choice. Come on.
no, I know you're just there's no fish on land.
There are no fish on land.
It's the best aphorism. I love it. Right? Like that's totally just like a thing that all the old people say
Yeah.
all the time. They're just like, no fish on land.
Yeah.
Stick to the waters. Like it's totally a thing about like just just keep doing it the way you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Don't
Just keep
never-
doing it the way it's done. Exactly. Okay. Well. Interesting. What have we got? Oh, we should take a break. It's break time. Break time, and then we will be back with more Across the Endless Sea. Be right back, everybody.